Hi, my name is Adora Svitak, and today is September 26th, and I'm interviewing my mom to talk about a few issues. So, tell me firstly something interesting that's been going on this week.
Well, this weekend we went to Costco and bought a whole bunch of food. And the ones you like, I think, is the bread, Indian bread.
Tandoori naan.
Correct. You were like looking at how many pieces, and then you thought it was too expensive. You put it back, and then figured out.
No, I didn't think it was too expensive. What I did is I walked away so that if you guys bought it, I wouldn't have guilt issues because I handed it off to you. I always try to remove myself so I don't feel like a spoiled child asking for food.
Oh, and make us feel guilty. Oh, my child is so conscientious, doesn't want to spend her parents' money.
Yeah.
Very smart.
So tell me, do you think we're eating too much frozen food? What's your opinion on frozen food?
My opinion on frozen food, well, it depends. I mean, it's convenient because I'm kind of lazy, don't want to cook all the time, and you guys always hungry. And so you can just go to the freezer and then grab some frozen lunch, dinner. And the favorite one you guys like now is the tamale, the vegetarian tamale. And it's pretty reasonable price, $2 for 2 of them. And usually you eat one for lunch and then add something else.
So $1 lunch, not too bad, I suppose.
Well, usually school costs $2.50.
So it's a better bargain. Now tell me about some of the other foods that we've gotten recently. Anything else that pops up on the horizon as far as unusual food?
Oh, I got the raspberry because I know you guys like the raspberry. However, this raspberry is very big and pretty. But when you taste it today, how do you feel about it?
I thought they were good.
Really?
I have low standards for fruit.
Well, compared to the one we got in Saturday Market, I think this one is
a little
more
tougher.
of
a little tougher.
I think it's genetically modified.
No, you don't know that. It's probably just they're tougher. They're tougher because they grow bigger and so they're a little blander. I think.
Yeah, I don't like it very much. The taste is very bland and they're not very sweet or sour. It's just not intense.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm okay with fruit. I kind of like it big just because I'm not a fan of small fruit at all. I don't like blueberries. They're just so small. It's like, what's the point of getting them?
Oh, yesterday I went to this fabulous potluck.
Yes, a neighborhood party to welcome new neighbors, and it was a great potluck. Lots and lots of food. What was the thing you probably ate most?
I ate the zucchini type of a baked zucchini thing. Magali, the host, she's just so fabulous. She made this big baked zucchini then, and I ate a lot of it. And also the corn, she actually cooked in the charcoal grill, and it's very tasty.
Yeah.
And then the people, the neighbors, came. So we're talking about all these people from different countries. Marguerite's from France, and Yana's from Poland. I'm from China, and then the new neighbor from India. So this neighborhood is very international.
Yeah, although you wouldn't necessarily know it just walking through because, you don't necessarily just see these people coming out and talking about where they're from, so it's kind of interesting to hear about.
Yeah, and then you get a chance to play with the neighborhood kids. Usually everybody is scattered, never have a chance, so I was really happy to see you guys play in the tree house and chasing each other around and finally really play with the neighborhood kids like I always envisioned. When I was growing up, I always played with my neighborhood kids.
So what would you say to people who complain about their neighbors or don't like their neighbors? What are your tips for having good relationships?
Well, try not to, buy a house too fancy. And then this neighborhood is pretty old neighborhood. This house is 1964. It's about more than 40 years old. So it's pretty medium, income type of neighborhood. It's not very high scale, not low. It's just medium. So people are very nice. I'm very happy, even though we know that people have different political views and beliefs, but we get along very well. I'm just so blessed. I feel so great to have lived in this neighborhood.
And so I guess what would be your best tip, for someone aside from, not buying a house that's super fancy because you might get kind of snobby neighbors, but let's say that you just have kind of bad luck.
Well, you see, when we bought this house, we didn't check out who's our neighbors and do they believe the same thing as we do. We just kind of, Like
So,
the house and
you know,
the
getting
neighborhood is
along
pretty
with
nice.
people
Yes,
in general, you would
Right.
say it's just.
And I think this neighborhood worked really well is that the couple of neighbors are very active in inviting, like every year we have a couple of events that neighbors get together, and every time we have new neighbor move in, we always have a party for them. So it's kind of an established tradition.
Great. Well, thanks so much for talking to me about food, neighbors, and I look forward to interviewing you again.
Thank you, Edora.
Thanks.